Happy Monday. Don't be afraid. Love dancing on my videos. I know you guys are watching. You tell me all the time. Happy Monday, everybody. Let me pause this up and we're going to dig into this right now. Hope you all are doing well today. Hope everybody's having a great day. Happy MLK Day to everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying today. Some of you had to work. Some of you had the day off. And, that's great, right? It's one of those holidays where some of us are working. Some of us get to enjoy some extra time with the family. But the funny thing is, and I really like today, the funny thing is whenever my kids have off from school and I got to go into work, and if you guys have kids, I'm sure you hear this, well, that's not fair, Daddy, that you have to go into work. Why do you have to go into work today? I got to make things happen, guys. Sometimes, what do we say? Life's not fair, right? Or if you have kids too, sometimes your kids say, well, why do I have to do that? That's not fair. Well, because I'm your parent, right? And, it's one of those things that I've been hearing this statement a lot. That's not fair. And if you guys have had to deal with this, you've heard this, or you've even ever felt this way, that's not fair. I think it's sometimes it's a unique thing. And there's definitely situations where things aren't fair, right? And I'm sure you guys have experienced this, right? Where there's things where there's pressure put on us, whether it's from a boss or whether it's from family or whether it's from the government, whatever it may be. There's definitely situations where I think things are not fair, right? There's definitely situations where you can't the full effect here. There we go. That's better. I'm back. All right. So apologize for those technical difficulties. Well, that wasn't fair. That wasn't fair. I was doing it live and all of a sudden it froze up. So if you guys missed any further, I'm going to back up a little bit. So if this is a repeat, just go ahead and put a fun comment and say you're enjoying the rambling here. But today, if we look at things that aren't fair, right? There's things that are out of our control. And sometimes when things are out of our control because they're not fair, we just have to deal with them, right? Let time, fate, karma do its thing. And sometimes we need to find a way to work around those things that aren't fair. And we need to find things that are in that direction. Sometimes, though, I see a lot of people that use it's not fair as an excuse, right? So it'd be very easy. There's a guy on my team that I work with. He can eat whatever he wants. He can go to Taco Bell, Burger King. He can eat whatever he wants, and he's thin as a rail. Me, I eat like that. I look like Tony Soprano. Forget about it, right? I blow up like a house. I got to be conscious, and I got to take care of my health. Well, that's not fair, right? But his circumstances are different than mine. Sometimes we use that's not fair to compare or an excuse to get away with things. We can't do that. But what I really want to talk about today, and the reason why I want to talk about today on MLK Day is, there's a lot of things in life that aren't fair. And if you look at Martin Luther King and you look what he did, or you look at any great change leader in history, they've said, you know what, that's not fair, and I'm going to do something about it. They recognize it's not fair. They didn't use it as a crutch. They didn't use it as an excuse not to grow. They didn't use it as an excuse not to go where they needed to go. But they said, that's not fair, and I'm going to find a way to solve that problem. We're going to find a way to make change. And sometimes, especially, I love the new year, new me, all the New Year's resolutions, but sometimes that's really what we got to think about when we're looking to make change, right? If something's not fair, how do you go out and do it, and how do you go out and make change? You don't complain about it on social media. You don't do these things. How do we go out there and make change? And I think that's really, when you look at, great leaders like MLK and people that have made change in history, they said, that's not fair, and I'm going to go out and do something about it. And that's what makes us successful. When we see something that's not fair, or we see a problem, or even when we hit those obstacles that aren't fair, we say, hey, how am I going to solve it? How am I going to go through it? Success is not something that's supposed to be easy. Success is not something that's supposed to be simple. You're going to have those that's not fair moments. There's going to be a bigger company out here that has more marketing dollars, that's able to push things a lot more and do things much better. There's going to be someone out there that may develop something as you're developing it. And yeah, that may not be fair. But the really successful people, those people that have been able to take it to the next level, have been able to go out and overcome that's not fair mentality. They've been able to overcome that not fair that has been thrown at them. And more importantly, they use that's not fair as a motivator, not as an excuse. And I think you really got to look at, when you're involved in different situations, how do you take those situations and turn them and take that's not fair and make it into something successful and make it into something great. And that's what we've seen people do. And more importantly, when that's not fair really is something that's heavy, because I know for some people it is. I don't want to downplay that. It's important to lean on your support systems, right? When you get hit with that's not fair in life, whether it's an illness or it's a financial struggle, whatever it may be, it's important to lean on your support systems. But if it's that not fair that you can overcome, if someone says that's not fair and you could overcome it, you got to do that. Listen, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it, right? We'd all be rich, we'd all be happy, but it's important to learn to overcome those obstacles and to go in those directions. So I appreciate you guys turning on. I think it's a little bit ironic. We had some technical difficulties, right? I could even say that's not fair. Philip, appreciate you tuning in there, buddy. Saw your comment. Yvette, Mike, Blanco, see you guys out there as well. See a few of you out there on Instagram. Joe, Megan, appreciate you guys turning in. Listen, if you guys appreciate this, if you're enjoying the value, maybe share it's a that's not fair that's happened to you that you've been able to overcome it. Somebody tried to put something on you, it wasn't fair. unfair and you were able to overcome and move forward from that. Or even if you weren't, throw it in the comments and maybe we could all sort of team help each other out and go in that direction and do with those things. So it's important to look at that. Like I said, shout out to MLK for seeing things that weren't fair and going out and making change. And when you look at the world we live in today, it's thought leaders like that have done that, have been able to make us do that. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Appreciate everybody watching. Once again, sorry for the technical difficulties. That's not fair, but we're going to overcome it anyway. So you guys have a great night. Appreciate